All right, so I'm here with my boy Franco Militelli, and I'm really excited to do this client interview with you because I've seen you grow quite a lot in Rapid Fire Music Academy. So just before we start, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, introduction, so we know what we're getting into.
So I'm a starting artist. I started in 2020. I mainly like hip hop beats and I live in Wisconsin. I'm trying to branch out to other artists and make beats. And I ran into this guy on Instagram and he was hella hustling. So I definitely messaged him and see what he had to offer. Definitely don't regret it.
Hey, well, that's cool, sweet. That's funny. So, I mean, before we got linked up, like, what were you doing musically? Like, where were you at in your journey?
So I was just I downloaded FL Studio. It was like in the middle of COVID and like I just really had no hobbies. So I really had a big interest in music. I studied all of it through high school and I played trumpet and then I picked up keyboard and then all of a sudden like I downloaded this program, watched a bunch of people online and it kind of started off just simple drag and drop patterns to now I'm making full on beats.
Okay, dope. So you had an interest in music before. I remember you had put out like a song, I believe. Like, had you put out a lot of music before starting the academy? Like, where were you at with that?
I had like one song, it was like So Cold, and that was like my only song that I put out. And then like I just kind of really struggled on like creativity and thinking about it. So I haven't really posted really anything but that song and just had a lot of beats in the vault and never really did much musically on Spotify, but yeah.
What were you struggling with?
Honestly, there was this point of like I wanted to learn a little bit about mixing and mastering. I couldn't really get my vocals down. That's always going to be something that I'm going to be learning on the go. But and also like the beats themselves were just like loops and stuff. It was very simple. And now it's just like that's pretty much what I was struggling with, just like the creativity and honestly the discipline and consistency of, you know, doing the music.
Why were you struggling with those things?
Because I had quite a lot of distractions in my life, but like honestly, it was just more of I wasn't really happy with it. I'm not gonna post something if I'm not happy with it. It doesn't meet my like inner criteria in my head, so that's why I didn't post.
Got it. Okay. Before you kind of came across my Instagram and what I was doing with Rapid Fire, what were you trying to do to solve that problem?
I was like following a bunch of pages, like producers, and I was just trying to, make beats for people. I had a couple opportunities, but it just did more of, I don't know, I didn't really have a chance to like speak, my part about what I like about music, and I don't know, the people that want me to make beats for them, it was like they were looking for some really high end beats for free. And I don't know, I just was not necessarily interested.
Okay. And so coming into the program, what were you hoping to get out of it?
Honestly, I really wanted to see what other people were doing. I was looking for, like leaders and stuff. I wanted a little bit more direction. I wanted to honestly see someone's courseware and see where I can do with it. I want to see what good plugins are. I wanted to like meet other producers and, we all are striving towards the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So was there kind of before you joined, you felt like, was there a lack of community within your own music world?
Absolutely. It was a desert. Like I would actually like message a lot of people and then they're like, yeah, yeah, I would love to make music with you. When it came down to it, they're off the grid. I don't know where they went. And then I even like made whole beats for them that whole night, you know?
Okay. So you were trying to work with people. It kind of wasn't happening. And you were looking for guidance, direction, structure, and community.
Correct.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. So when we first talked and we linked up, what was it about what you saw that made you feel like it was the right choice for you?
So it was more of like a point where you're like, are you really invested in, your dream? And like that question, and I was thinking about like, okay, this guy is completely serious about what he's talking about. Like, because I've been, talking to other people and say I could, be in their class. And I don't know, just I had a feeling that you were very confident in what you were doing, and that was like that had that leadership quality for sure that I was looking for. And when I got into the community, it was just awesome to see like people starting off and then seeing where they are now, like 0 to 100, like immediately. I was so surprised.
Yeah, I know. And you know, it's funny. I sometimes am too. I'm in a pleasantly surprised because I know I made it, so I shouldn't be. But when I see certain people's journeys and progressions like yours, I'm like, wow, bro, like that's pretty fucking cool. Um, so kind of talk about what your journey was like once you got into the academy. Like, what was the whole progression like for you?
So, honestly, like I looked through all the courseware like as fast as I could, and I actually reviewed it quite a couple of times before like I put down my first song. I was okay with it, like I was content with it. It was definitely it was a good first song to start out with, and then I was looking at other people's stuff, and it just like really pushed my narrative to actually like really crack down and make a banger. Um, and I got some real good advice from people when we were reviewing and workshopping some of the music. And they're like, oh, you got to layer your vocals. Like that would sound cool. So I just kind of researched a ton of stuff, and um, I got out of my comfort zone. That was the thing that was key for me. And writing stuff down, like my goals, which I've never done before. So it was kind of just unorganized chaos when I first started. And now it's like, oh, I'm making moves, like I'm planning stuff systematically. And I'm just seeing how everyone else does it too. And it just helps to have like, you know, it's sort of like a map that you're following. And then all of a sudden, like now I'm just making beat after beat, and I'm working on a ton of projects. And I felt like it was a chore in the beginning, like, but then all of a sudden, like, it was just, I don't know, my mind kind of switched, and I'm like, no, I get to do this. This is cool. And when I was playing music, at my lake house where people hang out all the time, they were very responding positively to stuff, and they were there from the beginning of my journey, and then they're realizing that, wow, kid, you have grown. So.
That's huge. That's huge. So funny, like I was gonna ask you another benefit of the program, but you just said it. You were saying that like, oh, I'm actually writing my goals down. I actually feel like I'm going through life with structure, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's really interesting too. And so what have you how like just so I can get clear too, what have you gotten accomplished in the span of you being in the academy?
So I got 2 songs done in the academy,
Nice.
within like 5 months or so. Could have done a lot more, but I was just really just trying to soak everything in before I really hit the nail on the hammer. And then I made like several beats just like with arcade. Um,
Nice.
and splice, and I got like really used to like finding samples quickly, and I was able to knock out like 2 beats in like 3 hours, and they're pretty extensive 3-minute songs. And I was like, wow, I just knew how to like equalize everything. I had everything like templates set up. I was just knocking everything out.
Wow, that's really cool. I never knew that.
Hmm.
So one of the things you've gotten great at is kind of, it sounds like dialing in your creation process to do it fast.
Hmm.
What do you feel like in the academy helps you do that?
Well, just seeing like definitely just watching you start a beat from the beginning to end like
Mm,
really helped me, because I'm like, okay, and the 5 steps that you taught, and I never thought about it in steps. I just kind of plugged everything in and hope and prayed. But now it's like, no, I don't have to do that. There's a will, if there's a will and a way, like just do it step by step. And like having that systematic approach, it feels like building blocks. And I'm able to like lay down the foundation and then really start to like do the surgery. And then you get the product.
I love that, the building blocks. Yeah, the way we try to do it was have that systematic process, because music can be very loose and it should be, right? It should be very flowy, creative process. But that's one thing I wanted to try to do, was take this thing, which is music, which is a very free flowing, free form thing, and try to make it a little bit systematic, right? Because us musicians, I'm the same. We have a lot of problems with organizing our thoughts, organizing our fucking lives, organizing everything. So I wanted to try, like, hey, listen, if you're trying to do music, right, and this is your thing that you love the most, if we can't be organized with that, we're gonna have a problem. So that's why I wanted to try to organize it for everybody. And so I'm glad to hear that you've gotten that out of that. So now on the next thing, you fully make beats, you record, you mix and master, you're dropping music, you're confident. What's the next steps for you?
Honestly, I really have a knack for like video editing. I've started like making videos and um I want us to continue doing stuff on my main project, just dropping, music, but like I also want to build like a beat channel and like hopefully like one day I can get other people to post their beats too. And so it's like a little bit of a community and I don't know, just help other music producers out too. I can make music videos for them. I love doing that stuff. I I just want to do what I can and have fun with it. I don't want it to become a job. It's just honestly a very fun hobby for me. But at the same time, though, I want to help other people. I want to also grow myself, and that's pretty much, I feel like that's my next step. I've been doing that a little bit, working with other people, other artists, and um, that's been fun so far.
That's awesome. That's fucking great. Um, what's been one of the surprising things that you've gotten out of the academy that you weren't expecting?
Um, I would say I was just surprised of hearing other people's music because like it's inspiring. Like I can see like when they were making beats or something, I can see exactly how it's inspired too. And
Mm.
it's like I can feel like I can share like, hey, that song's great. It reminds me of Mac Miller or stuff like that. And like just the the positive response within the community like was something I didn't expect because I've talked to a lot of music artists and just having that positive interaction and other people giving you, criticism and stuff has been super positive for me. And that's why that, pushes that bar to the next step. And I just feel like I didn't expect to grow that much, but I did.
Mm. Yeah, because that's one of the things you talked about was a challenge before the academy, was you were like hitting up artists trying to have them do music with you, and they would just kind of like fall off the face of the planet. But then in the academy, you join and you're like, oh, I literally got exactly that. Other artists and producers who are creating music, getting serious about it, right?
Right.
It's fucking sick. That's awesome. Um, yeah, man, that's great, man. I love that. And next steps for you, music now is something that's like a fun passion for you. You want to get into video editing, and sounds like you want to continue to create music and can just continue to live out. Is there any kind of other like maybe newer goals you have or anything like that you want to accomplish too?
Other than music or
Yeah, like within music. I would say within
oh,
music,
within
do you have
music?
any specific goals, maybe something to accomplish before the end of the year or something like that?
I honestly want to like probably drop like 3 or 4 more songs. Like I'm going to Sicily for a month and
Cool.
I'm gonna be getting a lot of music ready for that and I'm gonna be filming in Sicily. I'm gonna try to just get out of my comfort zone, get some music videos in. I think people really like to have a visual with things rather than just a song and never really done that before. So couple more songs would be awesome. And I really want to just keep working on the mixing and mastering and just see how that can, grow as well.
I love that. That's awesome, man. Well, hey, let's do this before we go. I'll share my screen so we can get where people can find you. So it's just easier. But best place, go to Spotify, Tangent TVM if you want
Tangent
to go check
TVN.
out, yep, Franco's music. The newest one you just dropped is Better Days, right?
Correct.
Okay, Better Days, cool, cool, cool. Remember It All was the first one you dropped that was self-produced, right?
Yes.
Cool, love that. Okay, well, you guys can go check out Tangent TVM and then the YouTube Lakeside Mafia Beats. The one I was listening to was Let It Ride. Oh, I didn't even hear I'll Tell You yet.
Oh, that one's a banger.
Okay, for sure. I'm gonna go check that one out.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, man, any last words, any kind of ending thoughts just to kind of wrap up the interview? Anything you want to share with the people about creating music, maybe joining Rapid Fire Music Academy, anything like that?
Honestly, I would definitely join this program. It's definitely led by a bunch of professionals. They know what they're talking about, and they don't just give you music advice, they give you life advice too, and how to like stay organized with everything. And you're gonna learn so much if you join this program. I've been in here for since September, and I want to stay in this community and learn from other people. So you should too.
That's
Thanks, guys.
that's awesome. Franco, appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
It's been real. Thank you, Leezy.
Thanks.